Have you ever wondered why some people in their 70 years, 80 years, and even 90 years seem to glide through their days with energy and confidence, while others struggle with frequent falls, hospital visits, and a growing sense of vulnerability? What if I told you the difference often comes down to just 7 simple habits, each taking no more than 30 seconds, that most people completely overlook? Today, I'm going to share with you 7 remarkably simple 30-second habits that can dramatically improve your health, safety, and independence after 70. These aren't complicated exercises or time-consuming routines. They're brief, mindful actions you can easily incorporate into your daily life starting today. And the best part? Each one addresses a specific danger that sends thousands of seniors to the hospital every year, dangers that are almost entirely preventable. Let me start with a story about Margaret, a vibrant 74-year-old from Ohio who loved her morning routine. Every day, she'd wrestle, wake up, swing her legs out of bed, and head straight to the kitchen to start her coffee. One Tuesday morning, she did exactly that, stood up quickly like always, and suddenly the room started spinning. Before she knew what was happening, Margaret was on the floor with a broken hip. 6 months of recovery, physical therapy, and a temporary loss of independence, all because of one moment of dizziness. This brings me to the first critical 30-second habit. Standing up slowly. It sounds almost too simple to matter, but hear me out. As we age, our blood pressure regulation changes. When you stand up quickly, blood rushes away from your brain, causing what doctors call orthostatic hypotension. That's the medical term for that dizzy, lightheaded feeling that can lead to blackouts and falls. But here's the powerful part. You can prevent this entirely with just 30 seconds of mindful movement. Here's exactly what to do. When you're ready to stand up from sitting or lying down, pause. Take a deep breath. Flex your leg muscles a few times while you're still seated. This simple action helps push blood back up toward your heart and brain. Then, slowly shift to the edge of your seat. Pause again for just a moment. Finally, stand up gradually, keeping one hand on something stable. Those 30 seconds give your cardiovascular system time to adjust and stabilize your blood pressure. Margaret learned this habit during her recovery, and in the 2 years since, she hasn't had a single episode of dizziness. Now let's talk about something that affects nearly every senior I know: medication management. Did you know that medication errors send more than 100,000 older adults to emergency rooms every year? And I'm not talking about dangerous prescription mistakes by pharmacies. I'm talking about simple mistakes we make at home. Missing a dose, taking a double dose because we forgot we already took our pills, mixing up morning and evening medications. This is where the second 30-second habit becomes absolutely crucial. Every single morning, take 30 seconds to check your pill organizer. I know it seems obvious, but let me explain why this deserves to be a deliberate, mindful habit rather than something you do while distracted. Open your organizer. Look at today's compartment. Confirm the pills are there and that they look right. If you've already taken them, make sure that compartment is empty. Then, and this is important, glance at yesterday's compartment to confirm you didn't miss anything. Robert, an 81-year-old from Florida, started this habit after a frightening incident. He takes blood pressure medication, and one week he accidentally skipped 3 doses without realizing it. His blood pressure spiked dangerously high, and he ended up in the hospital with what could have been a stroke. Now, every morning after breakfast, he spends 30 seconds with his pill organizer. He opens it, he confirms, he closes it. That's it. This simple ritual has eliminated medication mistakes entirely, and his doctor has noticed the improvement in how consistently his blood pressure stays controlled. The third 30-second habit addresses something that surprises most people: dehydration. You might think dehydration is something that happens to athletes or people working in the heat, but it's actually one of the most common and dangerous problems for seniors. As we age, our natural thirst signals become less reliable. We simply don't feel thirsty the way we used to. Meanwhile, many common medications increase fluid loss. The result? Chronic mild dehydration that leads to confusion, weakness, dizziness, and yes, more falls. Here's your simple solution. Every single morning, as soon as you wake up, before your coffee, before breakfast, drink 1 full glass of water. Set it on your nightstand the night before if that helps you remember. Those 30 seconds of drinking water first thing in the morning jumpstart your metabolism, help your kidneys function properly, and stabilize your blood pressure. Your body loses a significant amount of water overnight through breathing and perspiration, so you're waking up already somewhat dehydrated. Starting your day by replenishing that fluid makes an enormous difference. Helen, a 7-year-old from Arizona, used to struggle with afternoon fatigue and brain fog. Her daughter noticed she barely drank anything throughout the day. Once Helen started the morning water habit, drinking that full glass upon waking, she noticed changes within just a few days. Her energy improved. Her thinking felt clearer. Even her chronic constipation, something she'd struggled with for years, improved significantly. 1 glass of water, 30 seconds, first thing every morning. It's that simple. Now, let's address a danger that's killing people silently every day, and most seniors have no idea they're at risk. Prolonged sitting. When you sit for hours at a time, your blood flow slows dramatically, especially in your legs. This increases your risk of blood clots, which can travel to your lungs or brain with potentially fatal consequences. Sitting for long periods also causes muscle stiffness, reduces circulation, and contributes to a cascade of health problems from high blood sugar to increased mortality risk. The fourth 30-second habit is beautifully simple. Every hour, stand up and take a brief walk. It doesn't have to be far. Walk to the kitchen, walk to the window. Walk around your living room. Just 30 seconds of movement every hour keeps your blood flowing and your muscles active. This habit is especially important if you enjoy reading, watching television, or working on hobbies that keep you seated. Set a timer if you need to. Some people use the top of each hour as their reminder. Others use commercial breaks during TV shows. Find what works for you, but make it non-negotiable. Charles, an 83-year-old from Pennsylvania, was a devoted reader who would sit for 3 or 4 hours straight with a good book. After developing a blood clot in his leg that required hospitalization, his doctor emphasized the importance of frequent movement. Now Charles uses a simple kitchen timer. Every hour, it beeps. He stands up. He walks to his kitchen, around the table, and back to his chair. 30 seconds every hour. He's maintained this habit for over a year now, and his circulation has improved so much that his legs no longer ache and swell the way they used to. The fifth 30-second habit prevents one of the most common but overlooked dangers in senior households: falls that happen during transitions and threshold crossings. Most people think falls happen because of obvious hazards like loose rugs or cluttered floors. And while those are certainly risks, a huge number of falls occur simply because people rush through doorways, don't look where they're stepping, or fail to notice changes in lighting or floor surfaces. Here's your habit. Every time you approach a doorway or transition between rooms, pause for just a moment. Look both ways. Check the floor. Notice if the lighting is different on the other side. This 30-second pause does several crucial things. It forces you to slow down and be present. It gives your eyes time to adjust to lighting changes. It allows you to scan for unexpected obstacles. And it mentally prepares your body for the physical act of crossing the threshold. Dorothy, a 72-year-old from Michigan, fell twice in her own home within 6 months, both times while walking through doorways. The first time, she tripped over her cat, who she didn't notice sitting right inside the bedroom door. The second time, she stepped from a bright hallway into her dim bathroom and misjudged the location of the step. After the second fall, her physical therapist taught her the doorway pause habit. Now, every doorway is a cue. Pause, look, check, proceed. It's become so automatic that she doesn't even think about it anymore, but the results speak for themselves. No falls in, over a year. And she moves through her home with much more confidence. The sixth 30-second habit addresses something that affects every aspect of your health but often gets overlooked: chronic stress. Stress elevates your blood pressure. It disrupts your sleep. It weakens your immune system. It affects your digestion. It contributes to inflammation throughout your body. And for many seniors, stress comes from worries about health, finances, family, or simply the challenges of aging itself. Here's the remarkable thing. You can significantly reduce stress with nothing more than 30 seconds of deep breathing, and you can do this anywhere, anytime. Here's the technique. Breathe in slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Hold that breath gently for a count of 4. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 4. Repeat this cycle just a few times, and you'll notice an immediate calming effect. This simple practice activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your nervous system responsible for relaxation and recovery. Do this during commercial breaks. Do it while waiting for water to boil. Do it before meals. Do it whenever you notice tension in your shoulders or anxiety in your mind. Frank, a 9-year-old from Texas, struggled with anxiety and high blood pressure for years. His doctor suggested he try deep breathing exercises several times a day. Frank was skeptical at first, but he committed to doing it during every commercial break while watching the news, his favorite time of day. Within 2 weeks, he noticed he felt calmer. Within a month, his blood pressure readings at home had improved. His doctor was so pleased at his next checkup that they were able to reduce one of his blood pressure medications. 30 seconds of mindful breathing, multiple times a day, gave Frank a tool he could use anytime, anywhere, with no side effects and no cost. Now we come to the 7th and perhaps most important 30-second habit, a nightly body scan, to check for unusual symptoms. Some of the most serious medical emergencies, strokes, heart attacks, infections, internal bleeding, begin with subtle warning signs that are easy to miss or dismiss. A little more fatigue than usual, mild swelling in one leg, a dull ache in the chest, slight confusion, shortness of breath that seems to come and go. If you catch these signs early and seek medical attention, outcomes improve dramatically. But if you ignore them or don't notice them until they become severe, you risk disability or death. Every night before bed, take 30 seconds to scan your body and your day. Ask yourself these questions. Did I notice any new swelling, especially in my legs or ankles? Did I have any chest discomfort, pressure, or unusual heartburn today? Was I more confused or forgetful than normal? Did I feel unusually short of breath or tired? Did I notice any new pain, weakness, or numbness? Did I have any visual changes or brief episodes where I couldn't speak clearly? This isn't about becoming paranoid or obsessing over every minor ache. It's about cultivating awareness so that when something genuinely unusual appears, you recognize it and take action. Linda, an 80-year-old from California, started doing this nightly body scan after attending a community health workshop. 3 months later, during her evening check-in, she realized her left ankle was noticeably more swollen than her right, and she'd felt mildly short of breath that afternoon while walking to her mailbox. Instead of dismissing it, she called her doctor the next morning. Tests revealed she had a blood clot in her leg that could have traveled to her lungs. Because she caught it early, treatment was straightforward, and she avoided a potentially fatal pulmonary embolism. Linda credits her nightly 30-second body scan with quite literally saving her life. Think about what we've covered today. 7 habits, 7 simple 30-second actions. Standing up slowly to prevent dizziness and falls. Checking your pill organizer every morning to avoid medication errors. Drinking a full glass of water upon waking to combat dehydration. Taking a brief walk every hour to prevent blood clots and stiffness. Pausing at doorways to prevent household accidents. Practicing deep breathing to reduce stress and support heart health. And performing a nightly body scan to catch early warning signs of serious health issues. None of these habits require special equipment. None require you to be in perfect health to start. None take more than 30 seconds. But together, they create a powerful protective routine that addresses the most common and dangerous risks you face as you age. These aren't just theoretical recommendations. These are practical strategies that have kept real people out of hospitals, prevented falls and injuries, caught diseases early when they're most treatable, and allowed seniors to maintain their independence and quality of life far longer than they otherwise would. I want you to imagine your life 6 months from now. Imagine moving through your home with confidence, knowing you're taking active steps to prevent falls. Imagine the peace of mind that comes from knowing your medications are managed properly. Imagine feeling more energized because you're properly hydrated. Imagine stronger circulation, calmer nerves, and the security of knowing you're paying attention to your body's signals. That's what these 7 habits can give you. Start today. You don't have to implement all 7 habits at once. Pick 1 or 2 that resonate most with your current concerns. Master those, then add another. Build these habits gradually until they become as automatic as brushing your teeth. Write them down. Put reminders on your phone or on sticky notes around your house. Tell a family member or friend what you're doing so they can support you and help keep you accountable. Your health, your safety, and your independence are worth 30 seconds. Your life is valuable. The people who love you want you around, healthy and thriving, for as long as possible. These 7 simple habits are your tools to make that happen. Don't wait for a fall, a hospital visit, or a frightening health scare to take action. Start now. Stand up slowly, check your medications, drink your water, move every hour. Pause at doorways, breathe deeply, scan your body each night. If you found this information helpful, please share this video with a friend or family member who could benefit from these habits. Subscribe to this channel for more practical health advice designed specifically for seniors. Leave a comment below and let me know which of these 7 habits you're going to start with today. And remember, small actions repeated consistently create remarkable results. Those 30 seconds you invest each day are building a foundation for a healthier, safer, and more independent life. Take care of yourself. You deserve it.